at MDOT, Kelby Wallace. Kelby, welcome to the show.
Good afternoon, Bart. How you doing?
Good. So you got a lot of projects done and finished in time for school, back to school, but we've still got several months in the construction season.
Yes. So our big project of the year, the Cooper Street Bridge replacement, we're still tracking that early to mid-November completion date to get that all back fully open on Cooper Street.
And that's actually kind of like, I would say part one of two, because you've got another bridge that's kind of the next step, which is close by.
Correct. Yep. Next year we'll be doing a similar project, not quite as long. It'll be done a little bit quicker, but on Louis Glick, right there over the Grand River near Grand River Brewing Company. We'll be taking the top concrete deck surface off, and we'll be pouring a new concrete. So we won't be doing a new foundation. So it will actually be a little bit quicker. But you know, when you hear that word, you know bad news is coming, right? We are going to keep one direction open, so it does take a little bit longer when you keep traffic open, because then the contractor can only work on half of the bridge at a time, and then we drive traffic on the other half, and then we switch.
We're pretty resilient, Kelby. We'll make do. We'll figure it out. We'll get around. And that's what we did in project already, where Michigan Avenue was closed, Cooper, I mean, you had a lot going on, plus the city had stuff. Let's look at some of the photos here, the bird's eye view.
Yeah, so that's what, looking east, you can see the train station in the background. That was right after we got Michigan Avenue opened back up. Down at the bottom of the screen, you can see some new concrete patches there where we had to tie in some new water main. And then on the next picture there, you can see that's looking north. So Cooper is up to the top right of your screen going north, and you can see the new pavement up there. And that pavement there was when the city replaced their water main. And then you can see as you get down to Michigan Avenue, just north to the right of the train tracks, all that concrete, that it's now a new fresh concrete. That's where we had to connect all these water mains together to make sure they're tied back together and going to last that, you know, another 50 years under there. So
yeah, it's
there
nice.
was a lot of concrete that we had to replace, but there was a lot of water main that had to be rebuilt under there. You know, we try to go in and do it all at once. When the city knew we had our bridge project, they said, hey, let's get the water main taken care of. And so we included it in our project, and then they also had their adjacent project where they did a little bit of water main on Cooper and some of the local streets east of there, like Waterloo and a couple of the other ones. So
yeah, I think there's more work still in progress on that north side of Michigan, East Michigan.
Yep.
Now the bridge itself, you took the whole thing out, and you've been digging new footings, new everything. It's, when you talk about from scratch, it really is.
Yeah, so that's kind of a picture of them building the structure that will hold the new bridge beams. So that at the bottom of that hole, that's down where the footing, the foundation of what truly holds that bridge up, and then we build vertical walls that'll hold the beams there, and that's the top of that vertical wall that the beams will actually sit on when it's all done. And then there's a picture of that, and if you can imagine, that is actually the width of the new roadway, and that at the bottom of the screen there, the new concrete that has the forms around it, that's where we'll set our new beams to carry traffic over top of the Grand River right there.
It'll be steel beams?
I believe we're using steel beams.
Okay.
Either steel or concrete I-beams. I'll have to give you an update
wow,
next time.
I mean, this is just unbelievable.
Yeah, so it's a very complicated construction there. So you can kind of see in the middle of the screen there's an excavator, and that is still removing the old bridge pier out of the middle of the river there. And you can see that. So on the right is where we have the Grand River right now, contained in an area that is not being disturbed. It's much cleaner than some of the contaminated stuff on the left there. That white plastic we had to place on some of the banks so that the contaminated soil didn't get washed into the river.
The excavator is actually on the ground level?
On ground level, maybe a little bit much lower than road level, but on basically on where the riverbank would have used to have been before the bridge was there. and we're kind of taking out the remnants of the old bridge there in the middle.
And there was like concrete that was down under there too.
Right, old concrete foundations that were, down below the bottom of the riverbed that we're trying to get out as much as we can to kind of restore that riverbed back to, where it
Nice.
used to be.
Nice. All right, well, it looks like you got a long way to go before mid-November gets here.
Yeah, so I heard they were close to maybe setting bridge beams at the end of the month or early September. And that's when we really start going a little bit quicker because we're out of the ground and we don't run into more surprises.
Yeah.
And after that, it's kind of straightforward bridge construction, I'll say. But you start getting into October and November, you start running into some potentially more rain, colder weather.
Snow.
We'll get through it. So we're looking at about a mid-November.
Awesome. As we say about all your projects, it'll be great when it's done. You've got another pretty big project at 127 South and Jefferson, and that's been going on for quite a few weeks now, right?
Yeah, we ended up starting that after the MIS race. We waited until that started before we impacted traffic.
Mhm.
We did a little bit of work before the race, but we didn't impact traffic till after the race. And so right now we're basically about half done, and we're getting ready either this week or first of next week to kind of shift traffic to the opposite side. So we've rebuilt, repaired down there. This one was just a bridge repair, whereas Cooper was a full replacement. So we're getting ready to put traffic on the west side of the bridge now. That's going to require us closing the east side of that bridge, which also is exactly where Jefferson Road intersects US 127.
Very busy stretch of Jefferson and a very busy intersection.
Correct. You also have the gas station, the subway, the pizza place, the ice cream place are all kind of right there near that intersection.
And they'll all remain open and you'll have access to all those.
You'll have access to all the businesses, but Jefferson, if you come from the east side of 127, the Columbia, Clark Lake area, you won't be able to get to 127 from Jefferson Road.
Okay. What's the detour going to be?
The detour will be to take Hyde Road to the south, to White Road, over to 127. Another alternate route is also taking Hyde to Reed Road, over to 127.
A couple of straight shots.
Correct, both of them are. So depending on if you're going north or south, you're going to take one or the other to kind of go around that construction zone. We expect that to be done, again, that one hopefully closer to early November.
All right. And that'll be beautiful when it's done. But a lot of it, I mean, it's infrastructure repair that you're not going to see a lot. It's not like a new bridge.
Right.
We've got something like 100 bridges in the state that you'd really like to repair or replace.
Yeah, and just recently some folks from who work in our Lansing office and kind of centrally keep track of all the bridges across the state identified that we've got close to I think 80 to 100 bridges that are rated poor in the next couple of years but don't have funding to replace them, and so they are in danger of have to be posted for lighter loads to cross them, because structurally they can't handle heavy loads, or even closed altogether if we don't figure out a better way to fund more bridges.
All right, we'll keep up the great work and keep everyone safe, everyone that's driving around or through construction zones. Slow down and keep your eyes peeled. Kelby, thanks for coming in.
Thanks again. Thanks for having me.
The first week of school construction update from Michigan Department of Transportation Jackson TSC Manager, Kelby Wallace.